Alright, so welcome back. It's been a couple of days since I filmed the last bit of the episode that you just saw. So I've gone and made ourselves a new power cable. So this is going to run from the battery all the way through to the starter switch underneath the tunnel. So what I've done here is cut a piece of wire to length. So this wire will hold about 100 amps. So unless the guys decided to run a giant stereo system like from the Auto Salon era back in 2000, it's going to do pretty much everything that we wanted to be able to do. So there is a new terminal on each end. So I've just put a ring terminal. I've put a bit of heat shrink on there as well. I've put conduit around the outside, and I've also run a bit of felt tape around the outside of the cable. So this helps it to look not only professional, but it also gives us pretty much 3 layers of insulation. So I've also had to get some new battery terminals, which are just down here. So we're going to be fitting these as well, because we've got new positive and negative cables for both the battery and the engine to gearbox earth, I guess, all the way to the front of the subframe. We're also going to be replacing those. So let's get to work and get the cable fitted. So the awkward moment when you realize that the battery cable needs to actually run up between the subframe and the body. So what we need to do is take it off from the positive end of the battery, and then we can just route it up through there, and that way it will actually take up a lot of extra length that we have, and then we can reroute it properly back to the battery. Alright, so I realised that I can't run the battery positive cable without dropping the rear subframe. So what I've done is I've attached it all the way from the starter solenoid, which is just down there, all the way up through here. I've run it across the back of the subframe. I've cable tied it to that pipe there. So that's just a brake pipe. So I doubt it's going to rub through at any stage, because there's no actual movement between the cable and the brake pipe itself. Plus this is triple insulated. So in order for it to rub through, it would have to pretty much generate a short circuit and then rub against there. So it's a very, very unlikely situation that's going to happen. I've got a cable tied there, so it's out of the way. So I just got the battery cable running up through here, away from all the moving parts, and then we're just going to run it back up through the bottom of the battery box up through here, then reattach it inside the car. Might just tidy this up, that way it's not going to rub anywhere. And also I'll just run a cable tie around here where my finger is, just to secure it. But like I said before, there's no movement at all in this rear subframe or the back of the car, so there's a very, very unlikely chance that this is ever going to rub through. Now, the most ideal way to secure this properly would be to drop the rear subframe, but I don't exactly have the time to do that, and I haven't quoted for it. So I will advise the customer, and he's probably watching this as well, so it'll be a job in the future that if we go to repair some of the rear subframe or even the body, even replace some of the mount bushes, I can do it then, so that's no drama. But for the meantime, she's out of the way, she's not touching anything whatsoever, and it's a very, very unlikely chance that this is ever really going to be moving, because the cable is secure not only to the body, but the back of the car is not going to be moving independently to the body. Then back to the positive cable, we'll just reconnect that one there. That way she's out of the way, she's fully connected. And then before we go to restart the engine, once we get the gearbox and stuff back together, I'll run the new battery cable to the earth, which is going to be replacing this old girl here. But yeah guys, in the comment section below, let me know what you think of those old style earth cables. They do look pretty dodgy, like it is fairly well outdated. They might be alright, but you know, just let me know your thoughts as to whether you think they're any good. And yes, I am well aware that this battery is completely loose. There's nothing securing this whatsoever. I have been looking for a battery holding bracket, but I haven't been able to come across one yet. So if you guys have any suggestions or ideas, let us know in the comment section below and I can get it done. So that's pretty much it for this episode, guys. There's a couple little ancillary things that I need to do. We still need to fit the thermostat, which I'll do later once the engine's in. And then also there's a couple of screws which I'm not going to film me doing simply because it's just the screws that locate the drum to the hub assembly. So next episode, guys, we're going to be reassembling the gearbox, and we're going to go through and talk about what we found along with what needs to be replaced and what to look for. So until then, guys, you'll see me and this little 850 gem right here on Tomo's Tune Ups.